Hello. I want to talk about a proper way to meditate today. Maharishi teaches that one should have no expectations or objectives when you sit down to meditate quietly. Everything should be natural and innocent. No expectations of what will come and no agenda for making anything come. You sit quietly, you close your eyes, you think your mantra, and the mind proceeds very naturally and innocently by just its own seeking of more happiness, proceeds towards the transcendent. You pay no thought to any thoughts. In fact, surrender all thought to God when you meditate. Don't pay any attention to them. Be indifferent to your thoughts as your mind proceeds towards the transcendent. Interestingly enough, just before the relative field is transcended and the self experiences itself by itself, just before that, at the junction point between the relative field and the absolute, the mind is able to feel and to know its status as pure consciousness. But once the relative field and the mind are transcended, then yourself is left by itself, unfolding itself. Coming back from the transcendent to the relative field, once again at that junction point between relative and absolute, the mind can and does experience the pure consciousness, the status of the unbounded. It's very important when you're meditating to let the whole process just take its course and not to try to force anything or have ideas about how it should go. Just let it proceed on its own. Naturally, your mind will settle down and the thoughts will become more subtle and fine until the finest thought is transcended. Experience of yourself, when you return to the relative field, infuses your mind and physiology and comes out into the relative field. You begin to identify more with that self, with that witnessing quality of the self, and less with your small self here in the relative world. Eventually, through repeated transcending, repeated infusions of divine being into your mind and physiology, they are transformed and are able to hold the transcendent along with waking, sleeping, or dreaming, to hold two states of consciousness at the same time. Divine being, yourself, and consciousness of the relative world. This is the first stage of enlightenment, and it's why we're here as human beings. It's why creation is created for all of us to experience higher states of consciousness. So do your meditation properly, and all will unfold for you. Thank you, beloved Guru. All glory be to thee.